So today, my piece of indigenous art is the winnowing tray. This specific winnowing tray was made by the Chippewa Indians. It was found in the southwest of Minnesota. Um, this device has played a vital role in the Chippewa way of life for centuries, helping them to separate grain from chaff and providing a sustainable source of food for their communities. The Chippewa was also known as the Ojibwe. Um, They're a Native American tribe who originally inhabited the Great Lakes region of North America. The traditional way of life was based on hunting, fishing, and gathering, but they also cultivated crops such as corn, beans, and squash. In order to process these crops, they developed a variety of tools and techniques, including the winnowing tray. So the winnowing tray is a flat, circular basket made from a variety of materials such as birch, bark, cedar, ash. The tray is typically about 2 feet in diameter and has a raised rim around the edge to keep the contents from spilling out. So when they're kind of shaking it, all of the stuff doesn't fall out of the tray, obviously. So to use the tray, the Chippewa would first harvest their crops and then put the grain, or they would separate the grain from the stalks and the husks of what they were collecting, and then they would pour it onto the tray. And basically what they would do is they would kind of shake it around and toss it in the air, allowing the wind to blow away the lighter chaff while the heavier grain fell back into the tray. The process was pretty tough, but the Chippewa, they had a deep understanding of the properties of different types of grain, and they knew how to adjust their tossing technique to ensure that the chaff was removed without tossing any of the stuff that they actually wanted. They would also use a winnowing fan made from feathers or other lightweight materials to help direct the flow of air and remove stubborn bits of chaff. So one of the most remarkable things about the tray was the versatility. And so it could be used not only to process grain, but also to clean and sort a variety of other materials. What they would do, or the other type of materials kind of included beans, rice, even tobacco. It was made from natural materials that were available in the Chippewa's environment, so it was easy to repair. Like if it broke, and it was easy to replace. So when it comes down to theme connections, I'd say the winnowing tray is a symbol of identity and resistance because of their connection to the natural world and just their deep respect and understanding of the gifts that they provided. The Chippewas saw themselves as basically responsible for the land and the resources, using it in kind of a sustainable and respectful manner. It's just one example of how they kind of did that. And then how it connects to resistance is some members of the Chippewa tribe, they still use it today, and those people are interested in preserving their traditional way of life. And then it's also just looked at as a nice piece of art. And many people today kind of create their own versions of it just for fun. So how does this impact the courses are the themes. The Winnowing Tray is kind of a testament to the Chippewa Indians and just their culture and their resistance and survivance. Because when there's not a lot of stuff around them, they would find the resourcefulness and their cultural values to stay with the land or be sustainable with the land and not use too much of it. And that connects to their just cultural values of the people who they are. It's a good reminder that, well, the technology wasn't completely complicated or expensive. It's a good reminder that it can still be effective, and even the most simple things can have a profound impact on your way of living and just your way of life.